So, in these times when political violence is rising at an alarming level, the idea of simply setting aside our differences and pledging to find common ground can feel impossible. A few months ago, state leaders from both parties, however, took a pledge to do it. But as Kent explains tonight, it's going to take we the people a cosign.
I wish we weren't having this conversation.
This small meeting that took place in St. Cloud Thursday.
We all walk around so powerless, not knowing what to do.
At times sounded like a support group.
And it's easy to feel like you're on an island, not knowing if there's anybody else out there.
In a way, it was a support group.
I expect for my wife and children and grandchildren a civil, peaceful community.
But the group was also here to take a stand by sitting down together and signing a civic pledge for a stronger Minnesota, vowing to set aside political differences, engage peacefully, work in good faith to resolve disputes, reject political violence and violent rhetoric, and embrace finding common ground.
Kind of a duh. You know, like you look at it and you're like, well, yeah, of course, we all agree with this.
Shannon Watson is the executive director of Majority in the Middle, which has been working to improve civility in politics since 2020. But after the assassination of the Hortmans this summer, she brought together a group of bipartisan legislators to sign the pledge in hopes of lowering the temperature.
So as you all know, in the months since, it seems as though things haven't really gotten a whole lot better.
She says last week's assassination of Charlie Kirk adds even more urgency to events like this that will take place across Minnesota this fall.
It's not easy to stand in the middle of any kind of division, to say, this isn't okay, and we want something better, but you are today.
There are a lot more people out there like us that want to be together.
Wilk Wilkinson works with Braver Angels, a group committed to bridging the partisan divide, and hosts a podcast called Derate the Hate.
One of the greatest unmet human needs we see in our population today is that need to be heard. And if you want to be heard, you also have to listen. And that requires a lot of courage.
But look around and it's clear that courage still has room to grow.
I'm hoping that one way or another, your project will get people who are a lot younger than those in this room to sign this pledge.
College students are a lot more interested this week than they were at the start of last week.
And when the time comes, this group will be there to lend support.
I mean, I'm willing to host as many rooms as we can, but the power is really in who shows up.
If we all start adding up our little baby steps, it becomes something larger, it becomes more of a movement.
Shannon will take the civic pledge for a stronger Minnesota to Rochester next Tuesday and then to Duluth the following week. And you can also check it out and sign it online or find out how to host your own signing event because Janice, she said, the power is in getting others to come with you and reaching out to those maybe who have differences.
Right, and that's the power and also the challenge. You know, I don't know who any of those people voted for. I don't know what party any of them were from. Did you get the sense that there were differences among them, but they were all able to be in the room together, or were they all kind of on the same political aisle?
They were on different sides of the aisle, at least in some cases specifically. But that's part of what they wanted to talk about today is just lowering that temperature. It wasn't about what side of the aisle they were on.
Right.
It's about where they can come together.
Right, and just being in a room together just at this point feels like a big step. Well, thanks, Kent. We appreciate it.